Welcome back to Loose Talk and to the end of the first day of the Democratic Convention in Charlotte. Well, 4 years ago, Barack Obama, as a candidate, asked voters, as Ronald Reagan had once asked, whether they were better off than they had been 4 years before. And that remark's now coming back to haunt him, because although the American economy is larger than when he took office, and although jobs are now being created, the median incomes for middle-class Americans have actually fallen. So his task with this convention is really to persuade Americans that they're on the right path. It might be a slow recovery, but they're on the right path and should stay the course with him. That's really his central objective here in Charlotte. So I really took two things from tonight. The first was in slight contrast to the mood in Tampa for the Republican convention last week. There was quite a lot of euphoria, quite a lot of crowd participation in the convention hall here, and that was reflected in some of the key speakers. Julian Castro, the mayor of San Antonio, who was the keynote speaker and the first Latino keynote speaker ever at a convention. Rahm Emanuel, mayor of Chicago, former chief of staff. Cory Booker of Newark, New Jersey. These are all quite big names, and they tended to speak straight to the audience, throw quite a bit of red meat, really, to the Democratic base there. And the audience, the convention hall, responded in kind. It was a lot more euphoric an atmosphere, and it was a lot more, I think, consciously speaking to the base rather than speaking to the centrist voter watching on television. And I think perhaps the biggest cheer of the night came when Lilly Ledbetter, the woman whose name is attached to the first bill Barack Obama signed as president, cited the fact that women still only get paid 77 cents for every dollar men earn. And she said, I guess for somebody with a Swiss bank account, 23 cents doesn't sound like very much. A clear reference to Mitt Romney's offshore bank accounts. But the real highlight of the evening was, of course, Michelle Obama, the First Lady. Now, as the joke goes, Washington is Hollywood for ugly people. But if the convention here in Charlotte is any measure, there's quite a lot of glamour to go around in politics too. And of course, the First Lady was as graceful as she's ever looked and as practiced as she's ever been in delivering what is only her second primetime speech to the American nation. Unlike all the other speakers today, Michelle Obama had one audience and one audience only, and that was the television audience. It was a very intimate or faux intimate address that she gave, in which her key aim was to show that her husband hasn't been seduced by the glamour and celebrityhood of being the president, and that being president doesn't change who you are. In her words, it reveals who you are, and that, in the way she told it, through a retelling of her own and his biographical story, is a person who is there for the middle class, who believes in the American dream and in opportunity for all. That was the key message, which, through a very intimate telling, through a very biographical story that Americans have heard before, she put forward this evening. Now, there are two really big moments left to look forward to in this convention, and the first is the speech on Wednesday night by Bill Clinton. Now, as the last Democratic president, indeed the last president of any hue, to preside over a broad-based middle-class economic expansion, Barack Obama really needs Bill Clinton. And then on the final night, Barack Obama moves the whole convention to the Bank of America Stadium, a much larger venue with a capacity of 73,000 people, where he'll attempt to close the argument, and where his key aim will be to persuade people that they could have been a lot worse off in the last 4 years if somebody else had been elected president, or indeed a different strategy had been pursued, and that this is the right course. That's the aim, overall aim of this convention, and we'll be here to cover it. See you later on Loose Talk.